Well, I am in a New York state of mind, but it's out of sadness for what modern New York attempts to foist upon the political landscape. New York City has more leftists than any other city in maybe the world, certainly more than more than San Francisco, more than Cleveland, Austin, DC. And from it come far left values that we should rightly be afraid of. Because folks, they are not American values. I want to label every one of the Bill of Rights as anti-left. The Bill of Rights, that means goodness, not necessarily right hand versus left hand, but it's fitting that the left doesn't fit into any one of our constitutional protections. All the amendments that assure freedom to individuals are gone when a leftist regime takes hold. You have samples across the globe, and it's not even that deep into history. The regimes of Pol Pot, of Mao, of the Soviet Union, and yes, I'll even make the case why Hitler's was a leftist regime, not a rightist. But let's see how it affects the United States. Amendment 1. Freedom of speech. The left, modern left, is intolerant of free speech. They do not want competing arguments, and they like to use government authority to squelch them. Amendment 2. Right to have the ability to repel tyranny, have arms that would keep the government from getting too powerful. That unfortunately didn't happen to Jews in Nazi Germany. They were unarmed and then murdered from their government. The left, which wants to take away the individual's right to bear arms here, then becomes a machine that could be used to wipe out people who object. There's enough history there that we have to recognize it. Amendment 3, no quartering of soldiers. Well, that has been done by powerful government regimes in the past. Amendment 4, right to privacy. The left doesn't like individual privacy rights. The left instead likes the common. They encourage commonality, and that means the giving up of much of our privacies for the common good. Amendment 5, two important protections there. Double jeopardy. The right, I'll get to that second. First off, the right not to have your property taken by government. Okay, there is an exception, and that's for public use, and you get compensated. But the left has taken property in many places without giving compensation. It's evil. That double jeopardy, well, with a leftist regime, you don't even have a fair first trial. They don't need to put you up for a second trial. They don't need that because you're done without trial in the first place. Amendment 6, due process. Due process goes out the window when trials can happen at the leader's whim, or maybe no trials at all, just imprisonments and sometimes executions. Amendment 7, trial in a civil proceeding. Well, the history of leftist regimes is that thugs are allowed to take things. No trials there. Amendment 8, no cruel and unusual punishment. In leftist regimes, there's been state-sanctioned cruelty. And as for 9 and 10, the desire to have a small government or no government at all with rights ensured to the people individually, that, ladies and gentlemen, can't exist with a leftist regime. Antithetical in all ways. All right, in beautiful ways, from my favorite school in the South, Vanderbilt, Michael Pollock playing Billy Joel. From New York, my favorite city in the Northeast. Hey, when Billy Joel compliments your piano playing kid, you're doing all right. I'm Mark Stewart.
I love when that happens.
Good night.
That's nice.